What's up, everybody? It is Alberto Navarrete or Beto Navarrete. That's what everybody calls me, friends and family. My nickname, Beto, instead of Alberto. So today I'm gonna bring you guys a video of my MEPS experience. I went to MEPS about almost 2.5 weeks ago, December 16th, 2020. Today is the 8th, 2021. So happy New Year to everybody watching. And I just want to go over my MEPS experience. Tell you guys what happened, not what happened to me, but what I went through and how it was for me. So to start off, I went up. No, it was a Tuesday that I went to my recruiting station, and you go to your recruiting station, you review all your paperwork with the recruiter. They give you a packet, like it's like about 180 questions, yes or no, about basically all your previous life, anything that has to do with medical stuff. Um, what else? Medical stuff, injuries, surgeries, all this stuff. And then it's just yes or no questions. It's not like you gotta write answers to all this stuff. So that was pretty easy for me because I'm all good. You know, I don't have big injuries. I don't have no medical stuff, asthma, nothing like that. So once you go to your recruiting station, you review all those. You do all that paperwork, and then your recruiter goes over with you what's gonna happen at MEPS. He tells you basically what's gonna happen, if they ask you this, what to say, and all this other stuff. For everybody is different because you might answer yes to some type of questions, and your recruiter might not want you to say that at MEPS. So it depends what your recruiter tells you to do. So after that, your recruiter takes you to the hotel. You sign in the hotel, and at the hotel, for me, you sign in. They take your temperature, all this other stuff, and they sign you in, and then you go with your recruiter to the MEPS building. And once you go to the MEPS building, that's where your recruiter drops you off. And then you sign in at MEPS, and this is just for me, it was just to verify my ASVAB, because I took the pre-ASVAB at the recruiting station about a week before today, basically, like the day I'm going to MEPS for the first time. So I just go, I verify my ASVAB test scores, and I took this other test called TAPAS. It's just, I don't know, it was a weird test. It's like two not questions. They're like, it gives you two options, and like you read it, and whichever one fits more to you, you just pick it. It was weird. And then once you finish with that, that's basically it for that day. You know, you go back out, you you give your paperwork back to the front desk at MEPS, and then you just go sit and wait for the shuttle bus. So once there's a shuttle bus, they take you to back to the hotel, and once you arrive at the hotel, you get you get dropped off. All with other people. I was with like 14 other people, and then they take you to this. I think it's called the Future Soldier Club or something like that. It's kind of like a briefing room slash art, like not it's a briefing room slash like a hangout room. They have TVs, game consoles to hang out with, pool tables, all this other stuff. But since this was during COVID, none of that was available to us. So once you get to that room, you get briefed again on all the safety rules and regulations of the hotel. You get your room card, and you get your meal ticket. So whenever you get your stuff, um, you can either go to your room, check in, drop your stuff off, go back down, get your meal. What I did was I got my stuff, I got my meal, and then I went up to my room so I wouldn't have to come back down and all this other stuff. And well, like I said, you weren't able to eat your meal with any other people because of COVID. So yeah, and then This was all like around. I got to the hotel like around 7:30, and then they had told us that there was a meeting scheduled at 8:30. So at 8:30, had to come back down to a room where they tell you to meet up, and then they just gave you another briefing of what was gonna happen the next day, when you actually got sent up to MEPS. So they just told us. They told us that they would call us. There would be a wake up call at 4:15 in the morning, and once after that, you would have to go down to breakfast at 4:30 in the morning, and then get your breakfast, all this other stuff, and then go back up to your room and eat breakfast, and then be down at the designated area, which was the day before where you had the meeting. That's where it was for us at 5 in the morning. So once you do all that, get breakfast, take another shower. I took another shower in the morning, changed up, got all my stuff ready, and then I went down at 5 in the morning. You get briefed again of everything that's gonna happen at MES when you get there. Take your temperature again, go through security, what you can have in your book bag, what you can have, all this other stuff, and then you just wait for the shuttle buses. For me, I was all the way in the back, so one shuttle bus took one group, and then I had to wait for like another 20 minutes for the shuttle to come back and then take us. So then you wait for the shuttles, and then they take you to MEPS. Arriving at MEPS, like I said, you go to security, make sure you don't got no weapons or all this other stuff that they'll tell you what not to have. And then once you pass through security, you put your stuff all in like this little area you could put it in, and then you go sign in with the MEP front desk. After that, you get all your paperwork, you get your name tag. The name tag says your name, what branch you're enlisting in, and all this other stuff. So you get that, and then after, you go check in with your liaison, your your branch of service liaison, and then they just check over your paperwork again. Check that you got the MLS you picked. Any other stuff, like for me, since I got an airborne contract on my MLS, I made sure they gave me a airborne physical paper to make sure I'm physically qualified for airborne. After that, then you get sent to this one room where they give you where the MEPS administration gives you another briefing, but it's not really like a briefing. It's more like the rules and regulations of MEPS. Um, what happens if you lie to them? You get a fine like $10,000, all this other stuff. You get jail time if they find out you're lying to them. Um, all this other stuff. It took like around 15 to 20 minutes, this whole briefing. And then once you're done with that is when everything starts. They That's when you start doing dental work, vision, hearing, um, blood samples, urine samples. They do a breathalyzer test on you, and make sure you're able to pee. Like your recruiter would tell you, drink lots of water the day before, drink a lot of water in the morning, and make sure you're able to pee. Because there were some people that needed a pee, and they were waiting. They were waiting, because like there's stations, and everybody does one station, and then goes to another station, and then goes to another station. So when everybody had to do the urine station, everybody was had it to wait, and some people couldn't wait, so they would just go use the bathroom at MEPS, and they would tell you like you might as well just wait until you take the urine. They're like, no, I can't wait, this and that, and there's usually water fountains like right there. So if you do go to the bathroom, just make sure you start drinking a lot more water on the water fountains. And I clearly remember this one guy. He really needed to do the bathroom, and you get sent like four at a time, 3 or 4 at a time to do because they need to watch you pee in the cup. So it's not like you could just anybody could go in a stall and just pee and then you give them. No, they have to watch you pee. So you went in like 3 or 4 at a time, and this one guy, 3 people had went in, and then it was 3 more, and then it was us 3. So then when we were gonna be up next, he was like, bro, I really need to do it. I was like, he's like, I really need to go to the bathroom. I was like, yeah, just wait up, we're next. Me and this other guy were like, we'll let you be the first one, like all this other stuff. Point is, I don't know if he got nervous or I don't know, but when it was time for him to pee, he couldn't pee. He couldn't pee. I don't know what it was. And he couldn't pee, and he didn't take the urine sample, so they told him that he would have to come back the next day, and that was that. So yeah, so and all this is gonna take time. Like there's gonna be a lot of waiting. Like there's gonna be at least like 30 people, like minimum. So all this stuff is just gonna be waiting. You're gonna do this stuff, and then you have to wait till everybody. Not you don't have to wait till everybody does it, but like if you're the first ones, then it might go faster. But you're still gonna have to wait no matter what. So it's gonna be a long day, but you're not really doing nothing. You could say you just wait until they call you. You do what you gotta do, and then you go back and sit down. And you could sleep if you're just waiting, you could like take a little nap, all this other stuff. Like they're not gonna tell you anything. Um, so once you're done getting out, lastly would be the doctor physical. So when you do all this other stuff, you go to the doctor physical, and they put you in a room. Like if you've been to the doctor, you go into the room, close the door. She checks all your body, checks your eyes, checks your throat, checks your ears, hears your breathing, checks your knees, ankles, I think stuff like that. For guys, I know personally, they do ask you to bend over and cough. Uh, um, the doctor does grab your genital area, and they ask you to cough. And then if you don't feel comfortable going in alone, you could ask. They say you could ask another service member to go in there with you, to watch, but it's just a physical check. And then once all this is done, you go to the room in the back. So the room in the back is where where you do all the famous duck walk and all this other stuff. So once you go to the room in the back, you take off all your clothes except underwear, and then you do a height and weight. You do a height and weight, and then you just wait for like at least 15 to 20 people to be in there with you. So if you're the first ones, you're just gonna have to wait again till other people get in there. And then so once there's at least like 15, 20 people in there, that's when they start up. They line you up, basically like a formation. If you don't know what a formation is, it's not a big deal. They'll just tell you to line up basically, and then break you off into ranks, so you evenly spread it out apart, so you could do whatever they ask you to do. So what they ask you to do is they just make sure your joints work. They ask you like to do stuff like this, um, pop like bang your knee and then shoot it straight out. So making sure your knee joints work, elbow stuff work, stand on one leg and try to balance and all this other stuff. And what everybody hears the duck walk. The duck walk honestly is not hard at all. Just squat down all the way as low as you could go and keep your butt pointing down. Like if the only reason they'll tell you to do it again is if they see you like raise your butt, because that's what technically everybody does is like they raise their butt. Just squat down, keep your butt pointing down, and like walk on your like on the ball of your feet slash toes. Don't walk on like your feet because they're gonna tell you walk on the ball of your feet and toes. So you're gonna walk, and then you're gonna turn around. You can't don't turn around without like I said raising your butt or like standing up. You're gonna have to turn around the same way you started walking. Then you turn around, walk back, and then turn around again the same way you turned around, and you stay there in like a squatting position, not but like with your butt down. And then they'll tell you to stand up, and then that's when they'll be over. So all this takes like another 20, 30 minutes. Like I said, you're just waiting. Once all this is done, that's when the doctors sign off on everything. Everything's good. And then that's it. You go back to your branch of service office. You go back to the liaison. They they grab your paperwork and they give you like a survey. That's what they gave me. They gave me a little survey. They gave me a lunch. I went to go eat lunch while filling out the survey. And then they'll say they'll call you over the intercom once they need you to be back at the office. So once they called me back in the office, I went back, turned in my little survey, and then that's when you go talk to, I guess, a representative. I don't know what to call it. But basically, just sit down. They show you your contract, review that everything's right, and yeah, you sign your first contract. Once you do that, that's basically, once you sign that contract, then you go swear in. You do your first swearing, and then yeah, you sign your contract, go swear in, and that's it. You swear in. You're now part of whatever branch you decided to go, and then I don't know if you get your ship day before or you get your ship day like that day. I think I got my ship day way before I went to MEPS. Yeah. For me, on the swearing, there was no family members there. No, I didn't get no pictures. No nothing, because of COVID. So as soon as I was done swearing in, I got my phone. Oh, and throughout all this, no phones, no nothing. You leave it in your bag. So once you're done swearing in, I went to go get my phone, messaged my recruiter, everything was good, and then usually recruiters know like what time you're gonna be done. Like they're keeping up with like, cause MEPS tracks everything. Like once you're done with your paperwork and you know how you turn it in the first time they update everything on the computer, so your recruiter's seeing that, oh, he's good to go, or that, oh, this happened or not. Because that's when I turned on my phone, I already had a congratulations message from my recruiter that everything was good to go. So so yeah, I told him everything was good, and then like 15-20 minutes later, he was there to pick me up, and he picked me up, and then I was on my way home. So that was my MEPS experience. It was not that bad. Like I seen other videos where a lot of people say it's like, yes, it's boring. It's it's a long day, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be worse days when you actually ship off to basic or boot camp. So if you have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comments. I enlisted in the Army, 11X, with an airborne contract. I ship out in about 10 days. January 18th is when I ship out. So yeah, so if you're going to Fort Benning, comment down below. Hopefully I see you at 30th AG. Say what's up, and let's go for a good ride, man. So that's been it for this video. If you guys want to know anything else, I mean, I can't talk about basic or anything because obviously I haven't went, but when I come back, I will make update videos of how it went for me, tips, and all this other stuff. But tips that I do know right now, because I have friends that are in the Army already and other branches of service, is just push-ups, sit-ups, and running is mostly key. And then for like paper stuff, like learn the soldier's creed, know your general orders, and ring structure. And then other than that, just embrace the suck. It's gonna be mentally tough, physically tough, but like one of my guys told me is like everybody that's there with you is also sucking with you, so it's not like you're the only one. So just be physically fit, so you could be so that could be easier, because he it's more mentally tough. So if you could get the physically fit out the way and then just have to worry about mentally, you'll be all right. So yeah, like I said, comment down below if you guys want to see anything else, and I'll make sure to bring more videos to you guys. Appreciate it, and take care.